taking initiative is good, but completely leaving the other person out entirely is not good. It's Deidre. Hello, it is Deidre, and today we are going to venture into TikTok yet again. There has been a video circulating of a young man, I think his name is Trey or Lars or lars.trey, I don't know. That's his TikTok handle. I'm assuming that it's his name. So just to give you a quick rundown, because as I'm watching this video, I'm going to be talking. So what happened with him was he was talking to a girl, I think for a couple of months from online dating world, and he decided to reach out and see if she wanted to meet in person. She says yes with multiple S's, and he gets excited and starts planning the perfect date, goes way out of his way to make this date happen, and she ghosts him. And TikTok and YouTube and everyone, all the comments went crazy telling him, oh, women don't appreciate, or, you know, he set up the perfect date and he deserves so much better. Okay, I understand that. But as I was listening to his story, first I'll start with a disclaimer. Just because I understand why it happened, why she got spooked, I'll call it getting spooked, why she got spooked and kind of ghosted. Just because I understand that does not mean I agree with it, okay? I have my own feelings towards that, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to touch on it a little bit as I am reading this. Now, we're going to watch it together, and I'm going to break down where things may have gone wrong for this young man.
Please forgive me if I sound heated during this video. I am. I met a girl on a dating app maybe about 2 months ago, and we've been talking pretty consistently since. About a month ago, we planned a date. And up until the day of the date, everything was fine. But then she said she was feeling really sick and we didn't go through with it. But she seemed really honest about it. And we just kept going, kept talking. And there was no big red flags. Just she was sick and it didn't work out. Okay. About 5 days ago on Monday, I asked her, hey, I found out if I get off a little early on Friday. Do you want to maybe go on a date? She sent yes with 4 S's and an exclamation mark.
Okay. I just want to highlight what he just said there because it changes later. And I know I may not remember to look back here. He said that he found out he was getting off early that day, okay? He said that he found out. Just remember that. Let's continue.
And I was like, okay, perfect. I'm going to plan something and let me get back to you. She sends me a snap video in return like, awesome, this sounds great, perfect. Like, very real conversation with this person. It's not just like some stranger on the internet. All the girls who are hating on...
Okay, so he says he's going to plan something and get back to her. Okay. A lot of women do like for a guy to plan a date, so we're not going to complain there. It sounds like he's doing what he has been taught is the proper way to plan a date. Taking the lead, you know. Not everyone agrees with that. Not everyone likes it, but it sounds like this is what he was taught, and it sounds like she's on board at this point. So let's keep watching. But first, if you're enjoying this video, be sure to hit like. Be sure to subscribe if you'd like to see more.
Me for my coffee date video, you're going to love me for this one. I got a reservation at one of my favorite restaurants in Salt Lake City, a pub and grill. It is amazing. I was really excited to take her. I checked with her on Tuesday of this week, said, does that work? How about 6:30? She's like, 6:30 works great. I'm like, perfect. I'm going to get off work at 4, go shower at the gym so I don't have to drive all the way back home, then drive up another hour from where I live to pick you up for the date, which I'm totally happy to do. I'm excited for the date. Yes.
Okay, this is where it starts getting a little rocky. I'm going to approach this with as much respect as I can because I do see a guy who is trying really hard. I don't believe he deserved to get ghosted, but I do see here, first of all, he made a reservation at his favorite restaurant. Which is fine. I get wanting to share that with a person, especially since you like it. It sounds like he's super excited to do this. But then he reveals how far out of his way he's going to make it happen. This is his first time meeting this girl. It's great they were talking for 2 months, but it's still the first time that they're actually going out and experiencing each other in person, okay? I think where he kind of screwed up is that he treated it as this huge event. Went way out of his way to make it happen. And none of this planning had anything to do with her whatsoever, okay? I want to point that out as well. I get, you know, some women wanting guys to plan a date, but he planned something pretty extreme. It's extreme to me because it's a first date, right? And he did not even include her, like what she cares about. He didn't even want to know her food preferences. He says, no, this is the place that I like. I'm going to bend over backwards and make it happen. I'm going to go this way and take a shower at the gym and then drive another hour to go pick her up. And that's another thing. He took it upon himself to plan this extravagant thing under the assumption that she was comfortable giving out her address. Many women are not comfortable. I'm not even going to say women. Many people are not comfortable giving out their address to someone they have not met. I get it. You're talking for 2 months, but this is not in 2025. I would say that is not super appropriate, I guess, in a lot of cases, safety wise. You get me? Would you give out your address to a stranger that you don't even know? And the reason just going to quickly touch on this, the reason why you don't give out your address to strangers is because some strangers don't know how to lose your address when you are no longer interested. Okay, so I have more to say. I'm going to keep watching, but yeah, I just want to point out he has made a really big thing of this. And also, I just don't think it was very attractive to talk about, oh, I'm going to go to the gym and shower, and then I'm going to drive an hour to go pick you up, and then we're going to drive God knows how long to God knows wherever. You know, at this point, she's disoriented. She has no idea what's happening right now, okay? Please keep that in mind. I'm not saying it's justified that she would ghost, but I can completely see why she would get spooked.
Yesterday, I sent her the paragraph, the details. I tell her, I got a reservation for us at my favorite restaurant. I'm so excited to take you. I'm going to drive up to your house, and I'll be there at 6:30 to pick you up. Told her, wear whatever you want, but maybe dress a little warmer because it's going to be a little cold outside. And finally, I told her, after dinner, if we have time, let's go play mini golf. I didn't want to make it as a for sure thing because I don't know how long it's going to take. She does not live very close to the restaurant or close to me.
Okay. He's also, okay, you're taking her out to dinner and then you're also planning to go play mini golf. Does she like mini golf? Does she want to do that? Is she comfortable planning to spend so much time with someone she's meeting for the first time? That's another thing to consider. If I'm meeting someone for the first time, personally, it would be really nice if it was a bit shorter, just to feel things out a little bit, just to give us a chance to be in each other's energy for a moment, and then we step away. Maybe the second date we spend more time together if it was a good first date. But this guy has blocked out the entire evening. He wants dinner and he wants to go play mini golf in the cold, somewhere where she's never been. It sounded like it was an hour away from where she lived. I don't know. That part we'll probably have to clarify. I don't know how far it is from where she was.
Let's go play mini golf. I didn't want to make it as a for sure thing because I don't know how long it's going to take. She does not live very close to the restaurant or close to me.
Okay. He clarified. She does not live close to the restaurant and she does not live close to him. Maybe that's something to take into consideration when you are meeting people online. And maybe that is something to take into consideration when you are about to have that first date. Because if you are trying to meet someone that is a huge distance away to begin with, it's going to take time and it's going to take work. And I really don't think it's a good idea to completely inconvenience yourself to make it happen for a first date. Perhaps a second date or a third date. But for a first date, it's a bit extreme.
After communicating with this girl for over 2 months and planning a date, I got work off early for this.
That's what I was talking about earlier. Before he said he found out that he was getting the evening off, which would make sense. Okay, maybe I can squeeze a date in there, which that was the vibe that we got from the beginning. But now he's saying, I took that time off to have this date. I took time off work to have this date. So I don't know which one is the right one, but there's clearly an inconsistency there.
Okay, I planned it. We've been talking. It wasn't like any red flags or anything weird.
They were talking. I'll give him that. Talking for 2 months before meeting, that's pretty good. I respect that.
I sent her the plan for the date and just radio silence. Nothing.
Yeah, I think that's where things went cold, honestly, because it was a lot all at once. I really don't recommend making the first date into this major event. Like, it's not a wedding ceremony. And also, I want to also acknowledge the fact that he has already put so much emotion into a connection that is not even at that point. You haven't even met the girl. I get it. You're young and maybe this is like the first time he is actually, has a girl interested and wanting it to be special, but you have to also remember moving forward. And a lot of times you will come to realize like these things fall through very easily. No matter how strongly you feel about someone or how excited you are, these things do fall through, especially in the online dating world. And it's not a good idea to get your emotions so entwined with the process of meeting this person and getting to know this person that you find yourself starting to jump through hoops to make it perfect, which is essentially what happened here. You can't make it perfect. It's two people that don't really know each other getting together to see if they will like each other. So it can go both ways, and we have to be okay with the possibility of it being good and the possibility of it being bad. Come as you are. I'm not saying don't, dress up and look nice, but just keep it basic for the first meeting. That's just my suggestion. I strongly suggest keeping the first date casual. I would like to go for a walk. For me, like when I think of a first date, I don't know you. I'm not exactly sure I'm ready to let you watch me consume face to face in a restaurant surrounded by people. I'm more comfortable going for a walk. That gives us a chance to talk and actually feel out each other's energy before we get into the fancy stuff. So there's a little bit more of this video I'm going to watch. I'm going to try not to interrupt.
And so I'm like, okay, you know what? This is yesterday around 3 p.m. So I'm just waiting. I'm waiting. I'm being patient too. I said around 8 o'clock. Does that work? Nothing. And finally, I'm like, you know what? Maybe she's working late. I'm going to wait till midnight. I sent her a text at midnight and I was like, look, I would love to go with you. Please let me know before work tomorrow if you can go or not. So I know to pack my stuff and I know how to schedule my whole day.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I wake up the next morning. At this point, I reached out to her on Snapchat. I said, hey, I don't know if you've been seeing my messages. Please let me know if you can do this. The worst part of it all is that she was active on Snapchat. I could see she was active on Snapchat. I mean, not
Snapchat. I didn't used to believe this, but it is kind of a red flag. I mean, they're young, so I wouldn't quite call it red flag territory yet. As you get older, having a Snapchat does become a bigger red flag, but it is something to be aware of, especially if you see that little score going higher. Okay. Doesn't necessarily mean she's doing anything wrong, but obviously none of those points are from your account.
Be a spy, but her snap score was shooting up. And I'm sitting here like, what is going on right now? Finally this morning, I just sent a voice message. I was like, look, go, don't go. I just need you to let me know. And at this point, it would have been really nice of you to let me know earlier in the week. We've been planning this date all week. You've been very cooperative and excited, and I have been too.
He says we've been planning this date, but it was really just him planning the date. He's the only one that was able to get excited. She wasn't able to get excited because he's planning the date, and then he drops it on her like the day before, and she's like, WTF, I'm not comfortable with this. Is the vibe I get.
At the very least, I don't even care if you ghost me. Ghost me before this. Let me know that you can't go on the date. Do not waste my time. And then just silently bail. And I said, seriously, this is not cool of you. Why couldn't you at least let me know? I get back 20 minutes later, and she unadded me.
Okay. Yeah, that's where she went wrong. So I said I would touch on this later because I have my opinions about what a lot of people call ghosting. If you're just chatting with someone, I see online dating like passing someone in a hallway. A lot of people won't agree with that, but I see it as, you say hi, chat a little bit, and then you go on your way. Like you may keep talking, but you may also not keep talking, right? Maybe I'm more casual than most people, but I don't see it as I have to explain to you why I no longer want to continue talking to you if it's just like a quick chat or, just feeling each other out and then moving on. I don't want someone investing emotions into me that quickly, right? And I don't invest emotions into people that quickly myself. You get me? Maybe that's part of why I don't see it that way. However, in this situation, this girl agreed to go on a date. He's planning a date. She already knows at the very least that it's for the Friday or whatever, that day that he was getting off work early. So she knew what day to expect it. So even if she had no hand in the planning, she at the very least was aware that, we're planning something. We might be doing something Friday night. And I think when you get into the territory of scheduling and taking up someone's time like that, I would say it's inappropriate to ghost. I don't think she should have done that. It would have been so easy in this situation to just say, you know what? I appreciate you wanting to take me out, but I kind of not feeling it. Maybe she was scared to say something like that. But it would have been a lot simpler than, what he had to go through. So like I said, I understand why she may have gotten spooked, and I'm not her, so I don't know what's going on in her head. She could be a bot. She could be a scammer. She could be a catfish. Who knows? But I don't think so because she did go on to block him. She didn't go on to continue to try and lead him on. So that's indicates to me that this is probably someone who lost interest. And it sounds to me like the interest was lost at the point where he started coming on kind of strong with planning that date the way it was. And also not even taking her desires or needs or her safety into consideration. He's just kind of planned this thing that she had no say in. And personally, she may not have seen this because I'm assuming she's young, but for me, personally, that would be a red flag on his part. I would see that as a red flag because he's getting super excited and he's taking me to his favorite restaurant and he didn't even ask me and he is assuming, I have no issue driving an hour away. And he is assuming that I will be okay with just getting into the car with a stranger and going on a road trip. It's him. Like, where was she in this date? Where did he take into consideration her needs, her safety, her preferences? What if she's allergic to pubs or, whatever food they're serving there? What if there's nothing that she would be able to eat? There was very little consideration for her. I get wanting to be spontaneous and take the lead and plan a date, which is great. It's good that he did that. He took the initiative. But I also think this is an opportunity to learn that there's a balance. You can do that whilst taking into consideration the needs of the other person. Talk to her. Say, hey, what kind of food do you like? I've never been here, but it looks like this is a place that's kind of close to for both of us. Would you like me to pick you up or would you feel comfortable driving there? Save the faraway restaurant for when you guys actually establish some degree of trust between each other, okay? Like I said, it's the learning experience, perhaps. Taking initiative is good, but completely leaving the other person out entirely is not good. Plan the date based on what you both are comfortable with. You can do that. You can take initiative and be considerate. You can take initiative in being diligent about accommodating the needs of both people, right? Just communicate. That's all it is. So, like I said, I don't agree with her ghosting him. I don't think he deserved to be ghosted. Did we even finish the video? Hold on, I don't think we did. Let's just finish it off out of respect. Sorry. There's just like 20 seconds left.
No explanation. And that's the last I've heard from her. That was earlier this morning. So you're talking to someone on a dating app or online. They're real people. They're very real people. Yeah. I'm real. And I was very excited. Yeah. I am so fed up with the current dating right now.
Yeah, he's real and also she's real, right? And I kind of need him to acknowledge a little bit that she's more than just a female. This is a person with a heart and a soul and experiences and desires and needs and wants. But none of that was considered in making these plans, in my opinion. So what do you think about this? All across the internet, people are saying, oh, poor guy. Oh, you don't deserve that. Oh, that stupid girl. They're really rooting for him, which is great. But I'm hoping we can take a moment to look at the situation as a whole with both people, not just one person. I did everything and it blew up in my face or it ghosted. Let's take into consideration the fact that she is also a person. And let's be real, a lot of us would be uncomfortable when presented with that paragraph that he said that explained what was going to happen that day. Can we just acknowledge that? Feel free to discuss. I love that we can learn from these experiences. I love the fact that even people who weren't there can learn from other people's experiences. I don't like social media, but I do like the fact that we can swap information and discuss and evolve without having to go through the chaos to get to that knowledge. So, Trey.lars, thank you very much for sharing your story. If you see this, and hopefully your future experiences will be better from this. Yeah.